All right, so let's see if the audio is okay. Perfect. How's it going, everyone? I hope you all are doing great. I am Dorkrado and I'm back with another daily analysis. As always, I'm gonna start off with the Forex analysis. And to be more exact, I'm gonna start off with USD CHF, where we have a bearish opportunity. Right here, we have this aggressive break towards the downside caused by this bearish leg. Before the break, liquidity was swept as well right here above this high. And after the break, I was able to identify this unmitigated order block that, as we can see, is lining up with the area of interest as well as with this bearish trader order block. Daily and 4-hour are both bearish on the trader graph as well. And it is safe to say that we had a very nice and corrective pullback. So this is a setup that pretty much meets all of our confluences, all of our rules. On GBP JPY, we have another bearish opportunity. Right here, we have a bearish shift in momentum. We have a fake out towards the upside that swept liquidity, followed by a aggressive break towards the downside. We have a unmitigated order block lining up perfectly with the area of interest as well as with this tiny bearish trader order block. The 4-hour is bearish on the trader graph, and it is safe to say once again that the pullback has been very nice and corrective, which is exactly what we want. Next up, we have Euro JBP. Right here we have a textbook break towards the downside. Before the break, liquidity was swept as well right here by the wicks. We have a unmitigated order block lining up with the with this bearish trader order block, and they are both lining up with the premium area of this bearish range. The trader graph is fully bearish, which is great. And now we want to wait for a corrective pullback towards our fire zone. On AUD CAD, we have a bullish opportunity. Right here, we have a aggressive break towards the upside that left imbalance behind. We have this fair value gap lining up with the discounted area of this bullish range as well as with this bullish trader order block. Daily and 4-hour are both bullish on the graph, and now we need to wait for the corrective pullback as per usual. Okay, that final step, the corrective pullback, is very important because if we get a aggressive one, I will disconsider the setup and I will essentially not send it, of course. Right here, GBP CAD, we have a textbook bullish setup. Very aggressive break, fair value gap lining up with the discounted area of this bullish range. The trader graph is fully bullish. And now, lastly, we just need to wait for the corrective pullback towards our fire zone. On our NZD, we have once again another bullish opportunity. Okay, right here, we have this impulsive break towards the upside. Liquidity was swept beforehand as well by the wicks. We have this unmitigated order block lining up perfectly with the point of interest. And once again, the trader graph is fully bullish. It is lining up with this range. And now, of course, we need to wait to see if we manage to get a corrective pullback. On EuroCAD, we have another bullish opportunity. Very aggressive break, as we can clearly see right here. Before the break, liquidity was swept as well. We have this fair value gap lining up perfectly with the point of interest as well as with this bullish trader order block. Daily and 4-hour are both bullish on the trader graph. And finally, we need to wait for the corrective pullback. On CAD JPY, we have a textbook bearish opportunity. Okay, we can see we have this bearish leg that impulsively broke structure to the downside. We have this fair value gap lining up perfectly with the point of interest. The 4-hour is bearish on the trader graph, and now we need to wait and see if we manage to get that corrective pullback towards our fire zone. On OJPY, we have another bearish opportunity. We have a bearish shift in momentum right here. We have a sweep caused by this fake out towards the upside, followed by this impulsive break towards the downside. Okay, the 4-hour is bearish on the trader graph. We have this unmitigated order block lining up perfectly with the area of interest as well as with this bearish trader order block. And now, once again, the last step is for us to wait and see whether we manage to get a corrective pullback or not. Euro JPY looking very similar, liquidity sweep followed by a aggressive break. Once again, a unmitigated order block lining up with the area of interest as well as with this bearish trader order block. The 4-hour is bearish on the trader graph, and so far the pullback has been very nice and corrective, which is what we are looking for. But we still have some miles to go. Okay, the setup is still, the potential entry is still pretty far away. On Euro CHF, we have a bullish opportunity. Aggressive break, unmitigated order block lining up with the area of interest as well as with this bullish trader order block. The 4-hour is bullish on the trader graph, and so far this looks pretty corrective. So we want to see a continuation of that. GBP USD, things look bullish over here as well. Very aggressive break, fair value gap lining up perfectly with the point of interest. Beneath it, we have a bullish trader order block as well. Daily and 4-hour are both bullish on the trader graph. And now we want to wait for a continuation of this corrective pullback. USD JPY up next with a bearish opportunity. We have a very aggressive break towards the downside. Before the break, liquidity was swept as well right here. And after the break, I was able to identify this unmitigated order block that is lining up with the area of interest as well as with this bearish trader order block. The 4-hour is bearish on the trader graph, and so far this looks pretty corrective. So we want to see a continuation of that. On Euro USD, we have a bullish opportunity. Very aggressive break towards the upside. We have this fair value gap lining up perfectly with the point of interest as well as with these two bullish trader order blocks. Daily and 4-hour are both bullish on the trader graph. And now, of course, we want to wait for the corrective pullback towards our fire zone. On GBP AUD, we have another bullish opportunity. A very textbook break towards the upside caused by this bullish leg. We have this unmitigated order block lining up perfectly with the area of interest. The 4-hour is bullish on the trader graph, and last thing that we now need to wait for is a corrective pullback to see if, of course, we manage to get it. On AUD USD, we have this impulsive break towards the downside. We have an unmitigated order block lining up with the premium area of this bearish range. And now, of course, we need to see whether we can get that corrective pullback towards our fire zone. On NZD CAD, we have a sweep of liquidity followed by this impulsive move towards the downside that also broke structure right here. We have this unmitigated order block lining up with the premium area of this bearish range. The 4-hour is bearish on the trader graph, and now once again we need to wait for a corrective pullback. And lastly, for our Forex analysis, we have NZD USD with a pretty textbook bearish setup. Okay, we have a clear break towards the downside that took out multiple lows, which is a great added confluence. The 4-hour is bearish on the trader graph. We have this unmitigated order block that is lining up perfectly with the point of interest as well as with this bearish trader order block. And now the last thing is, as always, to wait for a corrective pullback. And yeah, on that note, we'll end today's Forex analysis right here. As always, if there's any other questions, make sure to reach out on Discord. Now I will go over today's metals analysis, starting as always with gold, where currently there's no setup. Okay, yes, things look bullish, but I wasn't able to identify a valid bullish range, hence why I'm gonna leave the chart as is and wait for some fresh structure. On silver, however, we have a bearish opportunity, and this one is looking valid. Okay, right here we have an aggressive break towards the downside. Liquidity was swept beforehand as well. We have this unmitigated order block lining up perfectly with the point of interest, and the pullback looks very nice and corrective as well. Okay, hence why this setup is valid. And yeah, that's about it for the metals analysis. Of course, if there's any further questions, make sure to reach out on Discord. And now I will go over today's indices analysis, starting off with US 30, where things look bullish, but I wasn't able to identify a bullish range because this one would have been too big, too overextended in my opinion. Hence why I'm gonna leave the chart as is and wait for some fresh structure. On SPX, however, we do have a setup. On SPX, we do have a valid setup. We have this impulsive break towards the upside. Liquidity was swept beforehand as well right here. We have this beautiful unmitigated order block lining up perfectly with the area of interest. Daily and 4 hour are both bullish on the trader graph, and so far pullback has been corrective as well. So we want to see a continuation of that. And on S100, same as on US 30, although things look bullish, I wasn't able to identify a setup here. Okay, and yeah, that's about it for the indices analysis, for today's indices analysis. And as always, if there's any further questions, make sure to reach out on Discord. And lastly, I will go over today's crypto analysis, starting off with Bitcoin, where things look really bullish. Okay, this looks really bullish to me, but I wasn't able to identify a bullish range. The only bullish range that would have been valid would have been this one from here. But in my opinion, it's too big, it's too overextended, and would take too long of a time for it to trigger, if of course it will trigger. Ethereum, same exact story as on Bitcoin. Things look really bullish, but no clear bullish range because this one from here would have been too overextended. Hence why we'll just leave the chart as is and wait for some fresh structure. Dogecoin, same exact story. Okay, we have a very similar price action to Ethereum and Bitcoin. On XRP, right here, things were pretty choppy in the weekend and now they look bullish, but I cannot really identify a valid bullish range here. Okay, I'm sure y'all can see what I mean as well. Hence why, once again, we just keep it super simple and straight to the point and move on. And lastly, we have Solana, where once again, although things look bullish, up here I wasn't able to identify a bullish range because there was no pullback. The only valid bullish range would be this one from here, and in my opinion it is too big of a range for us to take. Okay, and yeah, on that note we'll end today's crypto as well as the overall daily analysis right here. As always, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all on the dork side. Take care.